Hello, Patriots. Welcome to the Ryan Samuel Show. We got a big show tonight. AOC has come out and said incredibly stupid things. Politicians running for Congress got thrown and body slammed to the ground by ICE agents that they were actively trying to stop. An illegal immigrant has beheaded their boss at a hotel in Dallas, Texas, and just general all around tomfoolery in the United States of America. But we're going to cover it. We're going to go over it. It's going to be a great night, a great show. Stick around. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back in 51 seconds.
Hey, Ryan. Hi, this is Sarah Palin.
Ryan, Donald Trump Jr.
Hogs to win, see you. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marines podcast.
My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuel Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuel Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics. Follow on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, and all podcast platforms. Here is your host, Ryan Samuels.
So the far left is losing their minds. They're going crazy. They're acting out verbally and physically. This is something that we know that the far left does. This is what the Democracy is all about. They're kind of like a toddler. If they don't get their way, they'll throw a temper tantrum, start throwing things, kicking and screaming, and yelling their tail off until they get what they want. They're a bunch of babies who got participation trophies when they were little kids, and they don't know how to handle a society telling them no. We're seeing this with the ICE agents and the ICE protests. We have federal agents from ICE, which is immigration. It's an immigration agency. They go out and they're deporting people. They're deporting more people than the United States has ever deported in the history of the United States, and for a good reason. Number one, Joe Biden let in millions and millions of immigrants, had an open border policy where anybody can come in, and the ICE agents were not allowed to do their job and detain them. Fentanyl was flooding over the border and killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens. This happened for years under Joe Biden, and for the reason would presumably be that they're trying to get more Democratic votes into the country, and then they're shipping them to sanctuary cities in swing states, then counting them on the census and getting more elected officials for the Democratic Party on the rolls, and ineffectively trying to push out the actual Americans who are majority conservative and push in their own agenda and take over the whole country. We're seeing this in Britain. And in Britain, the Islamic pro-Hamas terrorists are moving into England, and the normal English voter is getting pushed out, and the far left lunatics over in England are allowing it to happen, and it's destroying their country. We're still working on a show for that. It's coming, but I know our English cousins across the sea have been tuning into this show more and more and more, which tells me that you guys are interested in free speech and freedom, which you should be, because it was the English. It was the English who invented the free speech and the first people to really acknowledge free speech. And now the people over there are getting charged with federal crimes for posting memes on the internet. But our ICE agents are trying to do their job to get a lot of these insane criminals out of our country and off the streets. These are good, working, wholesome people who are just trying to do a job. And the left is protesting them and getting physical with them every chance they can get. Let's watch this video that just came out today. See, they're trying to prevent these ICE agents from leaving with immigrants in their cars. They're getting in their way, and the ICE agents are doing what they're supposed to do. They're removing the threat to the situation, and they're removing the people that are stopping getting what needs to get done.
What the fuck
So the left feels, this is how the left is. The left feels they can do anything to you that they want. And then they feel that they can push you, they can block these federal agents. Then once these federal agents put hands on them for their own safety and remove them from the situation, they act appalled and offended as if it is some crime. No, dude, get out of my space. Dude, if you're within one arm's distance, I'm going to drop you, dude. I promise you. This ain't the game. This is not a game. Get away from me. I have a firearm on my hip. I'm surrounded by all these people. This is an officer safety concern. Get the hell out of the way. If you want to protest, fine, protest. Get out of the road, stand on the curb. If not, I'm going to lock you up with a federal charge. And if you put your hands on me, I'm going to lock you up for violence against a police officer. Battery against an LEO. That's a felony. Sorry. That's how that conversation would go if I was there. But these people are insane. They think they can get away with anything. This is a law enforcement vehicle trying to get through and they're blocking the friggin' road. Start cuffing them up, man. Get a van full of flexi cuffs, turn around cuff, lock them all up. Lock them all up. This is not an acceptable, peaceful assembly of United States citizens as outlined per the United States Constitution. They can stand there, they can protest, but get the hell out of the road. Don't block the vehicle. Don't try to free people who are under arrest because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to stop these federal agents from deporting people. And it's the most insane logic I've ever heard in my entire life.
You're not an American. You're a fucking traitor. Traitor. You're a fucking traitor. That's what...
A traitor. They're saying he's a traitor for removing the illegal immigrants that invaded our country, that are not citizens, that are not normal, hardworking, everyday Americans. But he's the traitor for trying to make America's streets safer and better for him and his family. And these people are just completely out of whack.
A fucking traitor. You're a fucking traitor.
Look at this idiot with her umbrella and her gas mask. I mean, and there's not a lot of them. This is not like a massive protest. There's maybe, I don't know, 20 or 30 people there. There's more cops than there are people. They're not doing anything. These people are pushing and shoving law enforcement officers. You go to jail for that. There you go.
Get them under control. Get these pieces of shit under control. Yeah, point your finger, you piece of shit.
Telling them, dude, they're saying, get these guys under control. Like, get the hell out of here, dude.
Shame on you, bitches! Shame on you, bitches!
This is why these guys are wearing masks, because they're a target for the radical left, and the radical left will hunt them down and kill them, which we've seen in recent headlines. This dude's got an I Heart Ukraine hat. Oh my God. You need to just drop a friggin' CS frag in there, just a CS grenade or a non-lethal grenade. They make these non-lethal grenades I used to use when I was in the Marine Corps. And it's like a grenade, but instead of metal, it's rubber. And it's like a rubber casing stuffed with rubber bullets. And it hurts like frickin' hell, and you'll limp for like a month. You just throw like 5 of those in there, and they'll just scatter like little friggin' cockroaches that they are. And he took that lady's umbrella. I love that. you didn't stop anything. You didn't do anything. The vehicle still got in with the illegals. You didn't do anything. You accomplished nothing. All you did was bring charges on yourself, essentially. I wouldn't have let that crap fly. I don't know why ICE is letting that fly. I would have ripped you back behind everybody, threw you in cuffs, and brought you in. It would have been the end of the topic. There would have been nothing left to discuss, and you would have lost your job and your career for assaulting a federal officer and probably went to jail for, I don't know, a year or two in a federal prison. See if that happens again. See if you act up again and act a fool again. But I mean, that's the problem with these lefties. This is what they do. This is who they are. They think that they can do everything. Oh, Barbara Jean says MAGA's a cult. Oh, thank you, Barbara Jean. Thank you. MAGA's a cult. Yeah, we're not the one sexually mutilating children, Barbara. We're not the ones who, our men are not wearing nail polish and wigs and high heels. You know, we're not worshiping the God that is wokeness. Get out of here. If you want to come on the show, come on the show. Don't just drop little freaking comments in the comment section, then go run back to your 18 cats, Barbara Jean. Nerd.
Hey, Lou, get the shot inside of the facility. They have someone on the ground if you're able to see that.
Yeah, they pulled him in there and they're locking him up. That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
That person, they're closing the gate right now. There's a person on the ground being held on the ground by those ICE agents. And look, if you pan over right now, Lou, let's see right here with the vehicle. They are plowing through these. They are plowing through the protesters right here at this vehicle. They tried to deploy everything that they could as these protesters were trying to block agents from moving in and out.
He's like so offended. And he's obviously this gay black dude. It's like, oh my God, these ICE agents are just blocking the road. As the ICE agents, they're trying to all these guys are trying to do is block the ICE agents. Yeah, you can't do that. You cannot do that. So yeah, we're going to push you with the vehicle. We're going to throw CS gas at you. We're going to shoot you with pepper balls. We're going to do what we have to do to get the vehicle out. You're going to pay a very serious price.
Have another man. They are just deploying anything that they can to try to get the protesters out of the way. Dana, give me 1 second as I put my mask on because they just sprayed chemical agents again. Okay.
It's a CS grenade.
So right now, this is what we have been seeing. This has been one of the tensest moments this morning. What just happened right now? You had vehicles that were trying to make its way out. Dana, I'm actually going to move away from the camera now that the smoke is now impacting my eyes.
You need to.
The smoke is now impacting my eyes. Look at it and then listen to the anchor lady.
Dana, I'm actually going to move away from the camera now that the smoke is now impacting my eyes.
You need to get away from that smoke. Please, we appreciate your reporting. Get away from that smoke.
I'm back near the vehicle, Dana. I'm near the vehicle. I have a mask on. I'm okay. So basically, every time that people are pulling out, they are blocking the vehicles from getting in and out. At this point, what we saw this time was the agents on top of the roof. They started, Lou, you need to get something on your eyes.
It's very important.
Dana, let me send it back to you. We're going to hold the shot.
Yes.
We just need to protect our eyes right now.
Yes.
Yes. Give us 1 second so we can just get our bearings straight.
It is.
God, it's CS gas. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's just a little bit of an annoyance. Is all that it is. It's just a little bit of an annoyance. Crybabies. Could you imagine like trying to risk your life, your career, and your freedom to stop a federal agent from removing illegal aliens who are criminals from American society? It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense today. So here's this white van again. This is another angle. Let's watch it. They're in front of it trying to stop it. Yeah, they're Nazis. Everybody's a Nazi. Notice how these are all like middle-aged white people. All of them are just like middle-aged white people. These aren't like the immigrants' families. It's just fucking white people with too much shit to do. Just too much time on their hands. There you go. Now you go too. Everybody's a Nazi. Everybody's a Nazi. But I really love watching hippies get sprayed with CS gas and crying. It's like one of my favorite things in the world. Here's another one getting locked up. Look at them. All white people. All of them. Liberal white people. Where are all the freaking Hispanics who are so upset that their family's getting deported? Where are all those people? I'll tell you where. Nowhere. Because the Hispanic population that came here legally is not happy about illegal immigrants. These people are all wearing COVID masks, and they're the same people that are yelling and screaming and crying that the ICE agents are wearing masks. Yelling and screaming and crying that the ICE agents are wearing masks, and what are they doing? They're like, oh, well, ICE agents can't. Why are they wearing masks? They shouldn't be wearing masks. They shouldn't be wearing masks. Why are they wearing masks? We're wearing masks. They shouldn't be wearing masks. Yeah, they should be wearing masks because you guys are crazy. And if you identified who they were, you would kill them. That's why they're wearing masks. Here's another one. I love how they have like an American flag.
Darius Johnson has been up. Agents are taking someone in.
This is in Chicago.
To the facility. That is a second protester. Let's check in with Darius Johnson, who's been on the ground there all morning long. Darius, what can you tell us about how this started?
Hey, Lou, get the shot inside of the facility. They have someone on the ground. If you're able to see that person, they're closing the gate right now. There's a person on the ground being held on the ground by those ICE agents. And look, if you pan over right now, Lou, let's.
Yep. We saw that video. It's just a different video, but it's the same video of the same person. Here's another one. Oh my God, these people and their stupid signs. Due process for all or none. Due process for all or none. Listen, if you're not a citizen of the United States, you do not benefit from the rights that are granted to citizens of the United States.
You can see this federal vehicle, this government vehicle, attempting to get into this facility, and this is what has been happening. So we're going to walk a little bit closer. Come on, let's go this way. We're going to get a little bit closer here so we can see what's going on. We have another vehicle coming out right here. Watch out for this. So this vehicle is leaving right now without And now they've just popped a tire. So you can see this. They just slashed this tire right here.
Yeah, one of the protesters, they're slashing the tires of these government vehicles.
This government vehicle, you've got these guys up on the roof that have pepper ball launchers. This is going to be deployed. They've got that tire slashed here. So they have certainly taken matters into their own hands down here on the protest level, going from what was pretty calm and peaceful to, again, slashing tires, really creating...
So this is Illinois. Like, where are all the local cops? Like, if this was Florida, like, this crap wouldn't happen in Jacksonville. They'd send 100 cops in there and lock them all up.
For these federal law enforcement officials, I mean, look up on the roof here. You got 3 guys now with pepper ball launchers ready to respond to this crowd. Luckily, we didn't have tear gas or anything deployed right there, but you can see this federal vehicle.
Shameful. It's absolutely shameful. And they say that you know, these are the same people that say, hey, the left is not violent. The right is violent. The right, like, this is left-wing political violence. This is what we're talking about. Besides the assassination of Charlie Kirk, they've been doing this for years. And I think that the Trump administration is going to completely crush them. And they're shooting the pepper balls at the ground. Like, you should be popping these people in the chest. And he just threw the CS grenade back into the facility. So now homeboy done messed up. He's about to get his friggin' pee-pee smacked. Look at him. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what they need to do is pull him to the rear, and these guys need to come out in front so they can drag him back and they can keep these people from breaking the line. Idiots. You're not changing anything. You're not changing anything. Nothing is being changed. This stuff is still going to go through. Here you go. He's popping another CS grenade. Oh my God, dude. Pull the pin. Jesus. Oh, that's going to disperse them. It's a car. It's a car. You're not stopping a moving car. What are you doing? And he's gone. You did nothing. But this is just another demonstration of what the left is and what the left does. This is it. This is it's left-wing political violence. It's abhorrent, and it needs to freaking stop. Like, this is not behavior that should be accepted in the United States of America. Here is a video. I'm gonna cut it off, but this is a video that came out of Dallas, Texas. These are the people that ICE are trying to take out of the country. These illegal immigrants that have no business in our country, that are extremely dangerous and extremely violent. Okay, if you're watching this, I'm going to cut it off before you see anything, but this is a video of an illegal immigrant in Dallas, Texas, sawing and chopping off his boss's head because they have a disagreement at the hotel. Okay, this guy's running away from him, an Indian guy. I'm just going to show you that one slash. Okay, it's brutal. His family and his children are watching, and then this guy proceeds to kick his head across the parking lot like a soccer ball on the camera. Just no mercy, does not care. This is somebody who does not belong in our civil society. And the leftists are trying to keep these people in our society by trying to block vehicles at a Chicago ICE facility. That's the level of logic that we're dealing with.
7-year-old Jordanis Cobos Martinez should not have been in the United States when police say he beheaded his boss at a Dallas motel Wednesday morning. The already once convicted Cuban national had been on an immigration detainer when he was released from a California jail on January 13th of this year after serving time for carjacking a woman in South Lake Tahoe.
An illegal immigrant was released after carjacking somebody.
He was released from a California jail on January 13th of this year after serving time for carjacking a woman in South Lake Tahoe while he was naked. But under the Biden administration, who was still in power at the time, he was released due to Cuba not wanting him back.
A country has to actually have a formal agreement with the United States or an informal agreement, either way, saying that they'll receive their deportees back.
We asked attorney Eric Cedillo to help explain what happened, especially because during his second term, President Trump has ordered deportations to a range of third-party countries, from El Salvador to South Sudan and Rwanda, all willing to take them.
It's probably true to suggest that if this had happened more recently, he probably would be, sent to a third country as opposed to being released. Out into the country. So it's a situation where, timing had a lot to do with it.
In cases where a defendant like Cobos Martinez is in and out of jail, there are a lot of moving parts, from the police to the prosecutors and courts, that can complicate his custody status.
There's nothing complicated about it. He's an illegal immigrant. He carjacked somebody. The second authorities have contact with an illegal immigrant, they should be cuffed, placed in a jail, and deported that same day. How is it complicated?
But a statement from the Department of Homeland Security puts the blame squarely on the previous administration's policies, saying in part, this gruesome, savage slaying of a victim at a motel by Jordanis Cobos Martinez was completely preventable if this criminal illegal alien was not released by the Biden administration because Cuba would not take him back.
Who cares what Cuba thinks? This is your citizen. You're taking him. We're the United States of America, homie. We're not playing games with you. We run this block, dude. You're taking them back.
Adding that President Trump and Secretary Noem are no longer allowing barbaric criminals to indefinitely remain in America.
Correct. Because this is barbaric. This is exactly what this is. It's extremely barbaric. It's gut-wrenching if you watch it. And then, of course, AOC, which we talked about, which I've said a million times, is going to try to run for president in 2028. Here's a clip of her doing her pre-trial run in Idaho a few months back.
Idaho, I am so touched being here.
We know Idaho.
I am so touched being here. I'm a girl from the Bronx. To be welcomed here in this state, all of us together, seeing our common cause, this is what this country is all about. Don't let them trick us into thinking we are enemies. Don't let them trick us into thinking we can be separated into rural and urban, black and white and Latino. We are one.
Alexandria, they told us this was a conservative state. They got it wrong.
And Idaho, I know that looking around here, it can feel impossible for Republicans out here to be defeated. That's not true. It's simply not true. And from the waitress who is now speaking to you today from this podium, I can tell you, impossible is nothing.
That's all you are. It's just a freaking waitress. But she's obviously trying to make a run. The Democrats have pigeoned themselves into a freaking corner where They're 100% DEI focused, so they need somebody of color to run. Now, great, that's great for us because there's nobody prominent in the Democratic Party that's going to be able to compete with the Republicans. There's nobody. AOC is not an intelligent person. That doesn't mean she can't win. I'm not saying she can't win. I'm saying she's not an intelligent person. I'm saying Kamala Harris is not an intelligent person. However, AOC got on the ballot in the Bronx, she was guaranteed to win. And she didn't get there through merit. She got there from some reason where somebody was like, yeah, why not? Let's make her the congresswoman. She's a good, useful idiot. She's a puppet. She'll vote how we tell her to vote. But yeah, I mean, keep selecting, idiots. That's fine by me. I mean, good luck. Do you think she's going to beat J.D. Vance in a debate? Get out of here, dude. There's no way that's going to happen. But today, Congress had a vote. And the vote was very simple. The vote was to condemn the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Just to condemn it. Not to honor Charlie, not to say he was a great and amazing person, but just to say we condemn this in political assassination. We condemn it. That's all they're trying to say. And the freaking Democrats couldn't even do that. 58 Democrats voted not to condemn the assassination of Charlie Kirk. 58 Democrats voted not to condemn this political assassination. And then AOC stands up and gives a speech. Why? Let's listen. Next to Green.
I thank Gentleman Representative Green for his graciousness. Today, the Republican House majority brought to the floor a resolution honoring, quote, honoring the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's assassination was a horrific and vile attack and incident of political violence. And condemning the depravity of Kirk's brutal murder is a straightforward matter, one that is especially important to help stabilize an increasingly unsafe and volatile political environment where everyday people feel more at risk. We can deeply disagree and come together as a country to denounce the horror of this killing. And it is not a license for the abuse of power and whitewashing of American history.
Whitewashing. They always got to make it freaking about race, dude. Nobody's whitewashing anything. Nobody's whitewashing anything. God, man, these people drive me nuts. Imagine being a waitress with zero qualifications. I mean, who's writing these scripts for you? You're not coming up with this stuff on yourself. You don't know what to say.
Today's resolution only underscores the majority's recklessness by choosing to author this condemnation and honoring on a purely partisan basis, instead of uniting Congress.
Condemning the assassination of Charlie Kirk is a partisan basis. Condemning it is partisan.
In this tragedy, with one of the many bipartisan options to condemn political violence and Kirk's murder, as we did with the late Melissa Hortman. Instead, the majority proceeded with a resolution that brings great pain to the millions of Americans who endured segregation, Jim Crow, and the legacy of bigotry today.
That's right. They can't condemn it because Charlie Kirk was a racist. I'm a racist. I'm a Nazi. I'm a fascist. Charlie Kirk was too. So is Donald Trump. So is J.D. Vance. So is Marco Rubio, who's Hispanic, by the way. So is Tim Scott, who's a black guy. He's a Nazi racist, communist, Nazi racist fascist. Excuse me. Definitely not a communist, a fascist. Got to be a fascist. Communists are good in the Republican Party, but that's how it's got to be.
We should be clear about who Charlie Kirk was. a man who believed that the Civil Rights Act that granted Black Americans the right to vote was a mistake.
Never said that. He never said that. This is lies. This is pure, unadulterated lies coming from the Democratic Party.
Who, after the violent attack on Paul Pelosi, claimed that, quote, some amazing patriot, unquote, should bail out his brutal assailant, and accused Jews of controlling, quote, not just the colleges, it's the nonprofits, it's the movies, it's Hollywood, it's all of it, unquote. His rhetoric and beliefs were ignorant, uneducated, and sought to disenfranchise millions of Americans, far from the working, quote, working tirelessly to promote unity, unquote, asserted by the majority in this resolution. It is equally important that Congress does unite to reject the government's attempt to weaponize this moment into an all-out assault on free speech across the country, all in the name of Charlie Kirk. President Trump and the FCC are now cynically threatening to shut down ABC and...
I told you yesterday on this show that the FCC getting involved gave the Democrats ammo, and now they're going to use it and shoot it until it's absolutely dead. That's what they're doing. Stupid. The FCC should have stayed the hell out of it because it was working itself out anyway. But now they're going to use it, and they're going to lie, and they're going to cheat, and they're going to steal, and they're going to do anything they can.
Any outlets who give airtime to the administration's political critics. This is a disgusting attack on the American people.
Now, do Joe Biden sending the FBI after social media companies to take down politicians like Donald Trump? Oh, yeah, that's right. They stole the election, and then they kicked Donald Trump off of Twitter. It was like coordinated.
And the very First Amendment rights that define us as a country. It is also the ABC Corporation's responsibility to refuse to embolden and participate in this corruption and escalation of censorship.
It's not censorship. Last month, Jimmy Kimmel only had 119,000 views. This show already will surpass 119,000 views. So take all platforms. I'm on all of them. Kick, Rumble, YouTube. Like, you take all of that. This podcast has more views than Jimmy Kimmel in one episode than he does his entire frickin' show. His entire month. They were dying to get rid of that guy. Dying to get rid of it.
We continue to pray for Mr. Kirk's family and loved ones in the wake of this terrible act.
You don't pray.
I am thinking especially of his children and his wife, whose grief cannot be measured. And with that, I yield back to the gentleman.
I bid the lady good day and would proceed now.
Democrats. Terrible. Terrible. This is the same lady. She cried when the United States passed a resolution, when Congress passed a resolution to provide Israel with money to fund their Iron Dome, a defense system after the attack on October 7th. All it does is shoot down bombs that are killing them. It doesn't attack anybody. It doesn't go after little children. She cried when the resolution passed. She cried because, oh my God, Israel, the people of Israel get to live. She's heartbroken that Israel can now defend itself with no offense, by the way. She's heartbroken over it.
Will vote nay on House Resolution 483 amendment. He votes nay.
Is that somebody who you want to be your president? Who cries when they don't get their way? How the hell is she going to handle friggin' Putin? Get the hell out of here. Get the freaking heck out of here, dude. That's never... I hope that never happens. I hope to God that never happens. We can't afford it in this country. At all. At all. The FBI, the head of the FBI, Kash Patel, went before Congress, and a nuclear bomb was dropped by Senator Chuck Grassley, talking about an operation called Operation Arctic Frost. Now, Arctic Frost was an operation under Joe Biden. And let's just listen to what he has to say.
Well, it's well understood that your predecessor left you an FBI infected with politics.
Yes.
I'm going to provide examples of that today, including making public new whistleblower records. At your nomination hearing, I made public records that whistleblowers provide me about Arctic Frost. Arctic Frost was the FBI case opened and approved by antitrust Trump FBI agent Thibault. Arctic Frost then became Jack Smith's elector case against then citizen Trump and now President Trump.
Oh, that's right. Jack Smith, who was investigating Donald Trump for trying to steal the 2020 election, was ordered to do so by Joe Biden. That's, where's the left's outrage? What of this total fascist government abuse by the Biden administration?
These new records show that Arctic Frost was much broader than just an electoral matter. The case was expanded to Republican organizations.
Oh, so they went after Republican organizations. That's interesting.
Examples of the group that Ray FBI sought to place under political investigation included the Republican National Committee.
The RNC. Do you understand how insane that is? Do you understand how insane that is? That Joe Biden and his auto pen, the zombie of a president, the people around him, had the FBI go after the Republican National Committee, the RNC. That's the Republican Party. You want to talk about injustice? You want to talk about weaponizing the government against its citizens? You want to talk about fascism? That's what that is. That's precisely what that is. Oh, but the left, we don't want to talk about that.
Republican Attorney General's Association and various Trump political groups. In total, 92 Republican targets, including Republican groups and Republican-linked individuals, were placed under investigative scope of Arctic Frost. On that political list was one of Charlie Kirk's groups, Turning Point USA.
So the guy who was assassinated, the Biden administration sent the FBI after his organization because he was a threat to their control. That's typical fascism or Marxism, which is basically the same wing of the same bird, which is on the left side of the aisle.
In other words, Arctic Frost wasn't just a case to politically investigate Trump. It was the vehicle by which partisan FBI agents and Department of Justice prosecutors could achieve their partisan ends and improperly investigate the entire Republican political apparatus. So today, Senator Johnson and I are making these records public for the entire country to see, and I hope a lot of people are interested in seeing what government can do when various agencies have a political agenda. My investigative work has also exposed the political way in which Peter Navarro was investigated and prosecuted. When FBI agent Thibault found out that Biden's DOJ would prosecute Navarro, he said, "Wow, great." That's a quote, unquote. Through whistleblowers, I've obtained a audio recording of Special Agent Giagardina and Special Agent Sebastian Gardner's delivery of a subpoena to Navarro. I'm making that audio public today. In a court document filed by the Department of Justice, Navarro's...
Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting that the left is sitting here calling Donald Trump a Nazi, a fascist, that he's using Charlie Kirk's death to exert his political control. It's all friggin' BS because they're the ones that have been doing it. Arctic frost is something new, just revealed. That Biden, in fact, did use the power of the federal government to physically investigate and arrest members of the political opposition because they were members of the political opposition, not because they did anything wrong. Okay, here's this group. Let's find a crime that we can somehow attach to them. That's an atrocity in American politics. That's one of the worst things to ever happen in American politics. There's not a scandal as big of that in American history, where the federal government has persecuted its citizens that way. We've never seen anything like that. And we want to talk about Jimmy Kimmel, the guy with 119,000 views. Most of you probably get around 100,000 views a month just on your Facebook posts. Well, like, this guy's nothing. He's been propped up because it's propaganda. Because he's one of the anti-Trumpers. And these people are funding this movement. They have their key people in place, and they're drilling things into the mind of the American people, so the American people will say, "Oh, well, I watch Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel says that too. Oh, I watch CNN. CNN agrees, and Jimmy Kimmel agrees." So it must be true. It's laughable.
Senator Johnson, Senator Grassley just sent this to me a little bit ago while we're on air. It's a major development. You're taking a look at a letter right there that was just sent to the FBI Director Kash Patel and the Attorney General Pam Bondi. What does it say? It says that Congress has obtained evidence that shows that the Biden White House was directly involved in trying to help start Jack Smith's investigation on the January 6th probe against President Trump. Specifically, that the White House counsel's office secretly obtained President Trump's and Vice President Mike Pence's former phones and giving them to the prosecutors, basically sicking the Justice Department on his future competitor, his future rival in the 2024 election, so that they could look for dirt for possible crimes. There's a lot more coming in. There's a lot of other evidence as well of the White House involvement. Remember, 2 years ago, we were the first news agency, right here, Real America's Voice, Just the News, to report that a White House counsel was directly involved with this investigation. Now, more details, including getting, imagine this, you're the Democrat president and you go get the old Republican's phone for your prior president and send it to the Justice Department. That's what Senators Johnson and Grassley were able to confirm tonight. It's in that letter. Keep an eye on justthenews.com. We're going to get you up to speed on that all throughout the night. A lot more.
That's the American left. And then they throw up all these smoke and mirrors and try to blame the right for exactly what it is that they are doing or they have done. I hope all efforts are used. I hope the complete and utter power of the federal government ices out the Democratic Party indefinitely. I hope that they never have power again. I hope every state in the union redistricts their congressional districts and ICE's Democrats out, because that's what they've been doing to us. I hope that Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino use the full force of the federal government and they arrest members of the Biden administration who exerted this sort of political control and persecution through the federal government. These people should pay. Jack Smith should be in federal prison for what he did. It's unacceptable. The tyranny that they imposed on the American people and then turned around and say, oh, well, Trump's a fascist. Trump's a fascist. Oh, it's fascism, fascism, fascism. And then you can't even vote to denounce a political assassination. You can't say no. You can't just, AOC just can't go up there and say, we don't agree with political assassination. I vote yes. No, she had to vote against it. 58 of them did. Do you know why? Because they agree with it. Because they're okay with political assassination. Because they cheer political assassination. Because that's how radical and insane and illogical the Democratic Party has become. And it's not every last one of them, but it is a strong majority. The left has been shifting polarizingly left ever since Barack Obama. A Democrat in 1952 would be a Republican today. I'm glad that all of this stuff is coming out, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button on the podcast. Listen, you guys got to get on the podcast. If you got Spotify, listen to the show on Spotify, Audible, Apple Music. I mean, if you got an app on your phone for music or video or whatever, I'm on it. The Ryan Samuel Show is on it, man. Check it out. Download the podcast. Apple Podcasts. Download the app. Listen to the show on your way to work. There's bonuses shows that we don't do on the video. I know we got a ton of people on right now, but we don't do videos. We have special bonus shows. They're free. It doesn't cost you anything. Get on the podcast. Listen to it on your way to work. Thank you. God bless you. God bless our troops. God bless the United States, and God bless your families. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope all of you go to church. Praise the Lord, and I will see you on Monday.
Thanks for tuning in to The Ryan Samuel Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.